Hey, and I'm back real quick. I also forgot something really important to mention in the previous video, is that depending on your playstyle, Wayne Stanley, like how you would like to run your army or how you see yourself as a tactician or strategist, that will also really depend on the type of army that you collect, both with the physical models and the types of army list that you build. And like, if you are all about, jumping all around and having your guys get into close combat real quick, you're probably going to pick some type of army that has a lot of flyers or guys with jump packs and stuff. If you are a super shooty army, you're specifically going to probably sit back and just shoot the crap out of other people, which there are lots of armies that you can pick from that are good at that. I know that currently the Tau and the Imperial Guards and both the Eldar armies are like so far the kings at that, and I know that the Dark Angels can come really close to following up in like 4th or 5th place depending on how you build your army. Though one of their banners, I think the banner of destruction, is very, very nasty for the Dark Angels, though most Dark Angel players like to go with the whole Raven Wing and the Deathwing Terminators. But everyone has their own particular style how they do stuff. But I know that they made them super cheap for their tactical marines and for their heavy vultures with that banner. It can be very, very nasty. Some people also like to go for the semi-elite types of forces. Like for people who play with Crimson Fist, they turn their Stern Guards elites into troop units, and that are also scoring. And that can be pretty nasty because you can effectively have like 6 heavy weapon units on the field depending on how you build them. Then of course you have some people who are all about swarms, just flooding the battlefield with hundreds and thousands of little critters and stuff, and just have them charge at you and just eat your face and everything. So that would definitely be your Tyranids, and also your Orcs. But of course, Orcs would rather run across the battlefield and stomp on everybody, as they scream "Wog" and everything. The Orc army is very nasty at low points, and they basically it's a green tide. They run across the battlefield and they do their job of just beating you in the face. That's just plain and simple with a lot of their tactics. I know some people try to build specialized Orc armies around certain things, but the most common one is almost always going to be some type of green tide that's going to run across the battlefield or jump into some type of battle wagon or stolen tank or vehicle that's turned into the Orky fashion, and they're just going to ride up and roll on you. I know people who like the mecha anime style armies or are Halo fans who like the Covenant usually go with the Tau. And their new codex that they came out with recently is absolutely nasty. And I know a lot of people are trying to want to nerf them, but the Imperium can't win all the time. Stop hating. But same thing with the Eldar, just different types and styles of Eldar army. Because I know that Fritz and all the Simhan guys and even Jawballs and them talk. They're about, they know what they're talking about when it comes to a lot of the armies, stuff that they build, and the tournaments and stuff. And even the guys over at Mini Wargaming and stuff are very good sources that you can go check out that talk about different armies and things. Now, of course, some people like to throw monstrous creatures all over the place, which of course the Tyranids are best for that. But of course, you also have the demons. And depending on what type of demon army that you want to throw at people, whether you're always trying to strike first in combat with your Slaanesh demonettes, or if you just want to be battle crazy and bloody and beat people in the face and rip bodies to shreds, you have your Khorne demon army. If you want to be absolutely disgusting and tough and hard to kill off and everything, you can be all those Nurgle freaks that are out there and stuff. I'm sorry, I hate Nurgle with a passion, but to each his own. And then of course, if you want to be super magic-y, shooty, and just destroying things all around you and flying all over the place and destroying Terminators with AP2, flying Manta Rays, and you have the Zeech army with all their demons and stuff, and they're just absolutely nasty. But then of course, if you want to be like when the true throwback type players, you had your Sisters of Battle type army, and the Sisters of Battle are nuns with guns, and they're absolutely awesome. They need a better codex. They really, really do, and I wish GW would show them a lot more love than what they're getting right now, because there's nothing wrong with having an army of female characters running around in power armor with bolters and stuff, kind of doing what Space Marines do, but they have also the power of faith, and they burn everything with white hot promethium with their melter guns and stuff, and they're absolutely nasty. And plus they have like angels, like a living saint who's technically borderline immortal, who flies around the battlefield with their flaming sword chopping stuff up. They need better tanks. They need some serious upgrades and stuff. You know, they need to stop, you know, farting around, getting some real stuff. Of course, you got your Space Wolves for people who like, you know, Vikings and their Rune Priests, which are their version of Librarians. Basically, think of guys who have psychic powers and abilities where they can tap into the forces of reality or of the warp, as is where they really draw the powers from, and they can create things and blast things to high hell. Well, the Rune Priests are very, very nasty because they can make a planet open up and eat you. So, yeah, that's somebody I don't want to piss off at the bar. You got your generic Space Marines, aka the Ultramarines. You know, the guys in blue and gold who are like the Roman Legion, and they're supposed to be your well-rounded Space Marine army. I know the prideful people out there are going to say, no, Ultramarines are the best, and other people are going to be like, no, screw the Smurfs. But just in all reality, the Space Marines are your generic army for Warhammer 40k, and good, the cops just were quiet. Then you have the Chaos Space Marines, which are like the traitors of all mankind. They basically sold their souls to the demons of the warp, and their whole purpose is to go out and do whatever they want to and destroy everything, rape, steal, privilege, well, basically just do whatever they want and stuff. That's anarchic and bring mass destruction to all of humanity and create an ongoing endless war, which they kind of succeeded. You know, the word bearers, they succeeded with that, you know, back in 30k, but you'll read about that later. And of course, you know, you got your Black Templar, who used to be absolutely awesome until they put them into the main Space Marine Codex, which they should not have done. But I don't have the power that, you know, those corporate people do. Though a lot of people, you know, around the world have been complaining that they should still have their own codex that they used to, but nothing stops you from using old codexes in any game because it's still a GW licensed codex with their rules, and that's legal. There are like specialized Space Marine armies, you know, that you can get from the Forge World books, and they are absolutely nasty. But over time you'll get to see what they're about and stuff like that. But I really hope that this was more information for you, since I know that both you, Miss Way, and Brother Stanley, and a bunch of the people that I know on Facebook keep asking me a ton of different questions, and I love questions, and you know, I have no problem answering them. Though I'm pretty sure that my next few videos will not be this long. But other than that, God bless, peace out, and shout out to everyone I know on Facebook, all 1,113 or 14 people that's currently on my contact list and growing. And God bless you all, peace and later.